Hi everyone, this is Shannah, and I have today a reading. You and your crush, or your crush and you. And I came up with this reading today, and I created a new reading. And I'll tell you all about it. But first, let me tell you, English is not my native language, so I'll try to speak slowly. And I hope you understand everything I have to say. And secondly, I'm holding the camera with my hand. So if it's not that stable, sorry for that, but it's the best I can do right now. And let me tell you about this reading. So it's divided in three parts. So the first part is, I call it heaven. Why heaven? Because it's your ideal situation. It's how you see the situation in your dreams, how you dream it, how you feel it, how you want it to be. Then the second one is earth, because this is reality. This is how you're really feeling the situation. This is how you're really seeing the situation and how you're reacting to it. And the third one, the one below, I call it the underworld, because this is your motivation. This is your inner demons. This is your fears, your blockages. And here at the left side, this is you. And on the right side, you have your crush. It can be a man, it can be a woman, it doesn't matter. If I tend to say he, please forgive me because I'm a woman and I'm a heterosexual woman, so I tend to like men. So I'll probably say he, but I'll try to say they as much as I can because we live in a wonderful world where every kind of being is welcome, and at least the way I see it. So, are you ready? Because this is going to be a journey. Are you ready? One thing I forgot to say, the one in the middle, the row in the middle, this is the situation itself, is the relationship itself. Yeah. Also in the three realms, so to say. So now, are you ready? Let's start. And I'm sorry if the image shakes a bit, but like I said, I'm holding the camera in my hand. So let's start with the first one, this one here. So here we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So it can mean many things. So let's start with the first meaning that is possible. I hold the card again, it's better. The thing is, it can mean that, for instance, both of you would like to take this relationship and just be together, just the two of you, away from it all, away from the world, away from worries, away from prejudices, away from everything, just to be the two of you together, right? And it can also mean, because this is the dream world, it can also mean that you dream, both of you, that you dream about the situation when you're alone, in your alone time. It's your secret place, is to dream about the situation, is how you retreat from the world and from all the everyday chores. And it's your sacred place. You think of this as your sacred place, and it's both of you. Okay, so I'm starting now with you and how you view, how you dream about this situation, how you feel it. And the first card, let's see, it's true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So for you, this is true love. So you dream about this, about being your true love, about being a unique experience. It's something that your heart cannot deny. Your heart just jumps when you see this person. And even if you try to fight it, it's the way it feels, and it's the way you dream about it, about something true. Let's see the next cards. Now, the next one says, let's see, past life relationship. You have known each other before. And this is how you view the relationship as well. You have the feeling of familiarity. I'll try that again. Familiarity. So it's as if you know this person, and your heart beats saying, yes, that's him or that's her. It's them. And And maybe you're just like a dreamer kind of person, and you fantasize about it being a past life relationship, which it doesn't mean it's not true. It's just the way you see it, the way you dream about it. It's the way you feel. Something inside you tells you that this is true, right? Let's see the next card. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. And this is you wishing that it comes true, that it comes into existence very, very soon. Kind of impatient. You can hardly wait to live, to touch, to enjoy this true love you're feeling, to reunite with this person who you believe to be from a past life. And I say you believe to be, and then I'm not judging it because it can really, really be from a past life, right? And you're very, very impatient. You want this person so, so much. You dream about this person. And for you, it's so real, it's so true that there's nothing to wait for. It's just, it's there. So, moving on. This is the way you dream about the situation. Let's see how they feel about it, right? How they dream about the situation. Now, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So he's feeling, or let me correct it, they're feeling romantic feelings. They're falling in love. So, and they're dreaming about it. They're dreaming about these romantic feelings of sharing them with you because this is always relates to you, the way they feel, right? So, and let's see the next card. New love. For them, you can be their new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. He's excited about it. He's even surprised about it that suddenly his feelings started to bloom for you. So, in his mind, in his fantasy, you are his new love, and he has romantic feelings for you. So, and now we have the card worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So they are more relaxed than you are. So they are willing to wait for the perfect timing for this to come true. While you, let's get the card. While you can hardly wait, they can. So this has many meanings. First of all, you are impatient, and they are very patient. And this can also mean, this is just a feeling I have, that this is could be an age difference. Yes, for instance, if you are impatient about this, you could be older than the other person. And the other person could be younger, so they could feel, wow, I have all the time in the world for this to unfold. And while you're thinking, no, I don't have all the time in the world for this to unfold. I want it to happen now. And especially if you're a woman, right? The clock may be ticking. Yeah, women have other priorities than men in case this person is a man. So we could see here already kind of a clash. You want it to happen now, and he can wait, or they can wait in this case. And it doesn't have to be a negative clash. It's just different types of intentions. But the feelings are there from both of you, from both sides. The feelings are definitely there. And you dream about each other in your quiet time. Now, and this could also mean these are people that are in contact. These are people that see each other, right? But they still haven't made the move. They're still dreaming about it. So, but let's see what's happening in the real world to see if this is true or not. So, we have here the card observe. This is usually the hanged man. So we have here kind of a stalemate. Nothing is really happening in the real world. So That's what I was saying. So nothing is really happening. So both of you are just observing, and they're observing each other and seeing what the other one is doing, uh, hearing what the other one is saying, weighing the words. And so if it's just observing, you both have feelings for each other and you're just observing each other. Could be there's some fear involved as well, some insecurity. So, what is the other saying, doing? Do I have a chance? Should I make a move? Should I not make a move? Is this the right guy? Is this the right person for me? Is it not? Am I the right person for them or not? So, both of you are not taking many risks. You're just observing and seeing what's happening, and then to decide wisely what the next step should be. Let's move on. So, now in your case, we have the base chakra. Now, this is now the real world, right? So if you have here the base chakra, the base chakra is for safety, security, finances, feeling safe. So I have the feeling here that you do not feel safe. You look at this relationship, you look at this potential, but you do not feel safe. There's something here amiss. Either the person hasn't been very direct in their intentions, or the person, like probably the case, what I mentioned before, is younger. And if you could start a relationship with someone that's younger than you are, and maybe it's also a status or a financial issue, meaning can the person provide? Can the person start and build something meaningful with you in the real world? So you're not sure, you do not feel safe to approach this person. You do not know if this would be good for you, or even if you would be good for the other person, because this may mean as well that you don't feel safe in the financial world. You probably can have financial issues yourself, and you are afraid that you're not a good match for this person. So, moving on. Now we have daydreams and decisions. So, since you do not feel safe, what you do, you fall back into the dream world. And in the dream world, as we saw already, you're very, very happy and you can hardly wait. But in the real world, daydreaming, as creative as it may be, can also be a false sense of security, meaning in your dream world, everything is perfect and you're not risking anything. So for me, this means that you're afraid to take a risk. You're afraid to go to the other person and say what you feel. And look, the symbol that she's doing with her hands is a heart. So you're afraid of showing your heart. You're afraid of showing your true feelings. So you just dream about it. It can be very creative, but you're not turning it into reality. And you always fall back into your dream world and forget to turn it into reality. So you have to make a decision. Let go of your fears probably and just take the risk. Not that you have to do that, but sometimes just to decide it in your head that it's okay, that it's safe, that you say yes to this possibility, things start moving. But moving on, let's see what the next card says. So remember, we're here in the real world. Now we have 18, confront. So this card usually is the moon in the normal tarot deck. And here it says confront. So again, we're dealing with illusions. Confront reality. See what's blocking you. Confront it and set it free. Solve it. So you can say yes to the next relationship that comes your way. Otherwise, the situation of just being in your head, of just daydreaming, will repeat and repeat and repeat. And it will repeat so often until you solve this, confront yourself. And you see, it's confronting his own shadow. That's what this man is doing. And his own shadow is a lot smaller, as you can see that. So it can be that you have some patterns from your childhood, that the idea you have your love was the way your parents lived their relationship. So you can be afraid of repeating some of the mistakes, and you can be afraid of getting stuck in some toxic patterns. But the thing is, this fear is keeping you stuck in the same toxic patterns. So you have to release, you have to forgive, you have to forget. And forget probably is not the word, because take what you learn from it, because you learn a lot about yourself, you learn about a lot about relationships, but you have to release yourself from these patterns and can confront reality and step out of your dream world and turn your dreams into reality. And the moment you try it, you'll face your fears, and then your fears will be gone and you'll be free to enjoy life as you should. Now, this was you, how you're feeling and seeing things in the real world. So let's see what they're seeing and feeling in the real world in relating to you, relating your situation, right? So he's also observing like you are, right? But let's see what's on their side. So here we go. Now, this is a totally different energy. So we have here believe and succeed. So the thing is, in his case, he can be really cocky about it. So it's very self-confident. It can also be that this situation gives him a lot of self-confidence in the sense, for instance, on top of my head, you may be a very beautiful person. You may be a very popular person. You may be also a very successful person. And you showing his interest to him, then, or to them, makes him feel very special as well. Yeah. So he tries then to act very confident, to act sometimes very cocky as well. And it can give you a false sense of his self-confidence. So he's trying to show himself in a way that is probably not true. So, but this is just an idea. But the thing is showing a lot of self-confidence, like is feeling very sure about himself. Yeah. So, but if he's so sure about himself, why isn't he moving? Why is he's also observing? Let's see. Now, so here we go. Second card. Challenging times. So, although he tries to show himself as being very, very self-confident, for him, this represents a challenge. So, why should that be? The thing is, it may be that you are not the regular kind of person they're used to. Maybe they're used to certain patterns of behavior when someone is interested in them. And you are reacting to them in a different way they're used to. So it can be that you're both involved in power struggles. And in this case, I would really believe that because you're both observing each other. So who's making the first move? So it can be a tug of war, like I do this, how do you react? If I do this, how do you react? So we're both just observing. So he's probably not feeling as safe in this context as he pretends to be or tries to show himself to be. But he's a very confident person, but still is challenged by the situation. There's something different in this situation, and he doesn't really know how to behave and what to do. So this is also observing. What else? Oh, darkest fears. This is very, very interesting because, as you can see, although they show themselves as being self confident and really cocky, but something is holding them back, and that's their darkest fears. So you're not the only one being afraid of this situation. So their darkest fears is can be fear of being rejected, fear of doing something that is not acceptable. Like I said, it can be that you have a really difference between you, be it age, be it status, whatever. There's something that he's afraid. He's afraid of reaching out. He's afraid of trying something totally different because, like we were saying earlier, this is challenging for him. Maybe it's challenging his beliefs. It's challenging the way they see the world. Yeah, it could be that he's a very conservative person and you're very liberal and you're like a free spirit. It can be that you're a very strong person and they're not used to it, having such a strong personality, and they're afraid of being rejected, afraid of being not being good enough, afraid of not living up to what this relationship could be. Exactly, they're afraid of disappointing you because it's just showing this look. I'm so great, I'm so self-confident, and deep inside maybe they're not, and they're afraid to let down their guard. So afraid that you might reject them. This could be a possibility. Now, moving on. So this is getting more and more interesting. I love this. So let's see the underworld. So what are the underlying themes? What's really making you do all of this up here? Be it the dream world, so heaven, how I call it, or the real world here on earth. So let's go to the underworld. The underworld is always very interesting. And I use these cards because they're very positive. So I love the mermaid cards. And so to shine some light in the darkness of our underworld. So let's see. The Selkie and her skin, reclaiming your authenticity. So here, remember, this is the underworld. This is your fears, your blockages. Yeah. So you're both afraid of being authentic. You're both afraid of showing who you really are. And this is the theme for both of you. None of you is being 100% honest, 100% authentic. And you're playing games with each other, and that's why you're just observing, you're just playing games, although what you want is so similar. You have such beautiful feelings for each other, and this could be that both of you are deeply wounded. Yeah, that you have been hurt in the past, so you're just afraid of showing yourself and saying, hey, this is me, I like you. And I hope you like me. Just taking that risk. You're very, very careful and very afraid. So let's see now what's moving you. So this here, oh wow. Falling in love, kissing the divine in another, in yourself. Oh, beautiful one, you're so afraid of falling in love. You want it so much. You want it really, really soon. And you're dreaming about it, but you're so afraid of falling in love. You've been hurt. You're afraid of letting go. But the news flash for you is you're already in love. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here asking this question. And you're fighting it. You're really afraid. So let's move on. Sanctuary. So you've been yearning for this sanctuary. You want it so bad. You want a relationship where you can just be yourself, where you can breathe, where you just unconditionally loved for the wonderful person that you are. And you yearn for this, but you're so afraid of trusting and letting your guard down and being hurt again, being misunderstood or being taken advantage of. So this wish, this yearning is also what's keeping you from getting it. You want it so bad and you fear it so much. It's like you just want to go home. You want to find a soul where you feel at home, where you feel safe. And this here means you've been hurt. You've been hurt badly. And I'm so sorry. So let's go here. Mirror. Know thyself. Self-examination. Seeing who you really are. Let's take a deep breath together. Now, why? Because this is really deep. So, the thing is, coming this with the mirror, yes, you wish to meet your twin flame, soulmate, all these things that are very popular right now. You wish that person that hosts your home, that's like you. But the thing is, you're very afraid. You know why? You want to be loved so much, so badly. And this is because you do not love yourself. You're afraid of looking in the mirror. You're afraid of what the other also might see because you're not in peace. You're not at peace with yourself. You're not in love with yourself. And you wish it so bad you could be. And this is something you really have to work at, loving yourself. Because I tell you something, you are beautiful. You are wonderful. The only one who doesn't know it yet, it's you. And this is getting me so bad I could cry right now. It's really, really beautiful. And you're using other people to be your mirror. You're using partners to be your mirror. But they're not even 1%. They do not reflect back not even 1% of everything that you are. And you don't need anyone to be your mirror if you just love yourself. Okay? So, but remember, you're not the only one with issues. So let's go and see what their issues are. Let's go. So, now, freedom. Now, what we have here is someone who loves their freedom, of they just discovered their freedom from probably another relationship or toxic situations or whatever. And they're very afraid when getting involved with someone or getting involved with you to lose their freedom. So we also have here independent self-determination. Is very afraid of losing, or they're very afraid of losing themselves in a relationship. So I have the feeling that this person is very romantic, actually, and they would do anything for a partner. And they've probably had that experience before, and they're afraid of losing themselves again. And so they're a bit, how you say now in English? They're a bit skeptic. It's another word. They're not trusting completely because they do not trust you. What they're not trusting is themselves. I hope you can understand. Yeah, I hope you understand what I mean. So because they are afraid they're not strong enough to be self-determined. And they're afraid that a relationship will lead them astray from themselves. Because when they love deeply. And they totally identify themselves with the other person. So they're afraid of losing themselves in a relationship. So here we go again with the darkest fears, with challenge. So probably they prefer to wait, yeah, and go through this and make this everything very challenging, everything something that's so simple. They make it challenging because they're afraid of losing their freedom. Now, and here we have receptivity. Allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to give. Now, again, I think we have the same theme here, even if it's, like shown in a different way. So, is afraid, or they're afraid of giving more than receiving, or they're afraid of not being able to give back. So, there's here what they're showing here in this situation. Remember, this is fears and blockages. So, they're afraid of not being able to keep the balance of giving and receiving. And since we got this card like with the freedom, it's like he's afraid of not, or they're afraid of not being given space, that the other person, in this case you, is too clingy. Yeah, so he doesn't know if you are clingy. They're just afraid that the relationship can turn into that, because as we just saw, they have the tendency of giving a lot of themselves, of giving a lot of their time, doing everything for the other person. And so they're afraid that the balance between giving and receiving, it's not balanced. And they're afraid of giving more than they'll probably receive, or they're afraid that the other person is too clingy and they're not willing to give that kind of energy. I hope this makes sense to you, because it's such a beautiful card, and this person is afraid of receiving love at this moment. Yes, it's just afraid because sometimes that comes with losing freedom. It depends on the partner. I don't know exactly the kind of person you are, but you seem to be a very, very strong person and very independent. But you'd like to find someone to rely on. It's not sure if they're not sure if they can live up to that. Then we have yearning, longing for someone, undesired separation, pining. They're afraid of suffering. They're afraid of investing. If when investing more, that probably they'll be rejected, and then